First off, have you been writing today?
Yes, I have.
And what have you been working on today?
Today I've worked on my blog because my life at the moment is utterly chaotic and every day is different. So I write my blog with, hello, what happened today?
I saw what you've been up to, but if you could kind of tell me again anyway for listeners, that would be brilliant.
Sure. Well, yesterday we got into a fist fight with some jippos. Today I went down to the local fag shop and they went, oh, hey, you're an author. And I got hugged and kissed and, yeah, it was just like really stupid. But to say that I'm in France and everyone goes, oh my God, you're an author. I say, yeah, but I only write in English. And they say, yeah, but please, come and sign your books here. I thought, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool that to kind of get that recognition as well. Do you obviously I would imagine kind of most people around you can. Do most people around speak English as well? Do they ever read any of your work?
No, no,
So do you speak French
no,
to all the locals?
no. Darling, I live in the village that time forgot.
Yeah.
We're the small village under the hill where we all speak our own kind of dialect. And English is kind of, uh?
Alien. And
Yeah.
do you do you,
So
do
we
you
all speak French.
do you think that kind of living in that sort of isolation away from the kind of the hustle and bustle of big city life, does that help you to focus on your writing and kind of the worlds that you're writing about?
Yeah, sure. It does. Because I can walk out into the countryside and I can feel, not in language, but I can just feel talking to the trees and the flowers
Mm.
and yeah, hello, I'm a druid, but we can do all that. And then I can come home and I can put that into English and put it in my blog or my books or whatever.
And to you, is that almost sort of? It sounds almost like sort of translating the kind of the language of nature into the language of English, which people are more familiar with. Is that kind of what it's like for you?
Oh, that's exactly what I do. If you ever read my books, um, I take shamanism and druidism and how it feels to be in touch with nature and put it into language. That's what I do in my books.
And it's interesting you mention that because obviously one thing I noticed about you, you're not only passionate about kind of about nature, but also about kind of wildlife, about animals. And so I noticed you've had all kinds of pets like bats, ferrets, and ravens, as well as dogs you've had. And I know otter is your spirit animal as well. But I was wondering which animal is your favourite, or is it too hard to pick one?
Oh Lord. If we talk about spirit animals, the one that is with me forever is my raven.
Hmm.
He died, but he came back to me, and I was so surprised. And I said, "What the hell are you doing here?" And he said, "Well, we kind of linked, and he's still with me." My favorite animals are, that's so difficult. I think here living is lizards because
Yeah.
I have in the back garden in France we have lizards and they're tiny dragons.
Yeah, I think I read you describe them as that before. Yeah.
Yeah, and I talk to them and I go, hey, You don't have to pretend with me. You're just a tiny, tiny dragon. And they go, yeah, don't tell everybody.
Would you say that your love for animals is reflected in your writing?
Hmm. Well, yeah, probably. I'm just an animal. The people I write about are humans, but they're all animals as well.
Well, I suppose a lot of your writing is kind of a reflection of you as a person as well, and it's all part of your personality makeup in a way.
Well, obviously, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to ask as well, in terms of obviously you're really busy online, you're always blogging, and you're busy on Twitter a lot as well, and I just wondered how important you think it is for kind of modern writers to be active online, and also what benefits you've seen of having your blog and your website.
Oh, my friends are all online. Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote yesterday that it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was sitting talking to all my friends in America and Australia, and I said, do you know, I know more about you than I do about the people in my village, and I know a lot about the people in my village. Yeah. But yeah, it's enormously important.
And I mean, I suppose even more so for you, because if you're a writer and you're living in London or something, you can go to kind of face-to-face writers meetups, whereas you'd have to kind of hop on your motorbike and go to Paris or somewhere. So I suppose it's easier for you to keep in touch with people that are all over the world and that are all interested in writing.
I suppose I'm very lucky in that I'm a witch. I can go anywhere. I can be where I want, when I want, in any time I want, and talk to people. So yeah, I love going to London. I've got friends in London. I go there and I have a huge bash. Similarly in Edinburgh, but no, I mainly travel in my mind.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, because you originally you're from the UK originally, weren't you? And you've been living in France for is it about 20 years now, I think.
Yeah. I'm now a French citizen, but I was Scottish, but I'm now French citizen.
And what made you decide to move to France?
Pure chance, like everything else in my life, darling. It was just an absolute chance. I got on my boat and I sailed, and hello, we're in France.
And then you found yourself staying there.
Yep.
Fair enough.
That was it.
Brilliant. I mean, and is that how did you kind of get into writing as well? Because you've done, you know, a lot of things over the years. Is it similar with writing? Did you just find yourself doing it?
I've written all my life. When I was given a book at school, the first time they gave me a book when I was about 5, I didn't like the ending, so I came back and I rewrote the ending. And I said, oh, I like that. And I've done that all my life. Writing, I've done all my life. I've published for my friends online. But being published only since Crooked Cat took me up a couple of years ago, and MLRP as Cameron.
And that was for after you wrote for National Novel Writing Month, wasn't it? I think I read. And
yeah.
Have you been taking part in that each year since?
No.
I suppose once you're writing on a regular basis, you don't sort of really need it. I suppose every month is National Novel Writing Month if you're writing every month.
I just write. I have to write. My big thing is my blog. I write every day in my blog, and I'm chatting to my friends.
So you're almost making kind of writing more social.
Yeah, it's just I'm one of those people that just can't stop talking.
And then is writing an extension?
Yeah, writing is an extension of that. And I go, you'll never guess what happened to me today.
Cool. And I think a couple more questions I just wanted to end on, because we're coming to the end of the 10 minutes now. Because obviously I run a book blog. I was wondering, what's the last book that you read, and what did you think of it? And actually, did you feel the need to rewrite the ending of it as well?
Okay, the last book I read, I'm always reading 3 books at once because I'm very busy. I'm reading a book called The National Health Service Didn't Serve My Mother. Hang on, I'm going to go and find it because it's a brilliant book. And I am so furious with the NHS as opposed to the French health system. Suzanne Collins.
Okay.
And I agree with her. You know, old people are left to die. No, here we look after our old folks.
Well, it's a matter of respect as well, isn't it? So, I mean, it's interesting.
I wouldn't rewrite a word of that. All I'd say is, if you have an old person, bring them over here. We'll look after them.
And I mean, I suppose that's very much the French way of life as well, isn't it? I mean, my dad's actually got he's got a house out in France that it's a second home, but it's in a quite small village, and we've been over there a few times. He actually had his wedding out there, and it was a kind of the whole village came along, and it very much a tight knit community. And then you know, in England, there's you know, people live next door to each other and don't speak to each other.
Yeah, it's all family. We look after each other. And if you are fortunate, like I've been, to be adopted into a family, you are part of the family, and it's all super.